Now the question is this, can I use this volume group or these partition? The answer is no. Why? Because you need to be create a first file system. So if I am going to create the file system, then simple command is mkfs, then press the double tap. If I want to create the XFS file system, which is nowadays is used, so I will use the XFS here, and then I need to be give the device name. So what is the device name here? Which one used, like def, and inside the def you can check here the name is dc2 and vm data 1. This is the name of the LV. Okay, so dc2. So then I am going to be give the partition here, creating formatting this one. So the partition has been created, and so right now if I am going to run the blkid, then you can check here the def mapper dc2 and vm data. So now it has been changed, because previous the device name was this, but after the partition or after the formatting, the partition name has been changed or the device name has been changed, right? Similar, if I am going to create the partition this one and making the, like I am going to format this one ext4, which one I am formatting, because when I am going to run the lbs command, you can check here the vm data and vm data 1 and similar vm data. This is the part of the dc1. So I will use, if I am going to, if I will use the dc, then inside dc, then vm data. So mkfs.ext4, and then I am going to be def and dc1, okay, and then vm data. Fine. The file system has been created. Now I will use the blkid command. blkid. Then you can check here the dc1 vm data and dc2 vm data 1. Both has been lsblk. So you can check here the sdb dc2 inside the dc and sdb dc1 like this. Okay, blkid here, and there is a dc1 and dc2. So if you want to be mount the data, if you want to be mount the partition, so here I am going to create the two partition, two folder, mkdir slash this mkdir -p and dc1 data center 1. Inside the data center 1 there is a one folder, the name is a vm data. So I am creating this partition, and another is I am going to create the dc2, and inside the dc2 there is a vm data 1. Okay, so two partition, two folder I have created. Now I am going to be mount. So basic mounting is I am using the mount here directly. Okay, and what is another thing, like mount and give the partition name or the device name. So what will be the device name? This will be the device name. In a LVM, this will be the name of the partition. So here is def and mapper and dc1, and dc1 vm data I am going to make the mount over the dc1 and the vm data. Okay, fine. So another is if I am going to mount this one and def mapper and dc2, this is the basic mounting process. which we have used some time before. Okay, we have mounted both. If I am going to check here the DC bun and VM data, another is DC2 and then VM data. So nothing. It is mounted. It should be mounted, but there is nothing. So why it is not? Okay, no issue. So if I want to make the permanent mounting, so how you will do the permanent mounting? Permanent mounting we can do based on the device name, based on the UUID, universal unique identification. Either we can use label. So if we will use the label, then we need to be first create the e2 label command, and other thing will be the same, e2 label, and give the device name and something. Everything will be great, similar we have used, but only you will find the device name here by using the blkid command. You can access the device name and you will be able to identify the UUID. So if you are going to make these partition, so simple, you can create the partition name or something inside the etcfs2, so you can add. So what I am going to do here, I am going to run the blkid, and then I am going to use the grep and DC bun and hit enter. So this one. So I am going to make this entry into the /etc and fs tab. So I will run the same command, but I am going to make the entry. But keep in mind, you will use the double greater than, because it will use for editing the data, editing the file or adding some data into the file. But when you will do something different, then it will not work, or like you will use the single. So previous mounting points will be removed. And what are the previous mounting point? You can check here the cat and the /etc and fs tab. So inside this entry there is a 2 partition already has been mounted. So if these partition are already mounted and these will be removed, so your computer will not be rebooted. Why? Because the mounting point of the /, which is our file system or complete operating system, will be deleted. Got it? So you need this one, double greater than, and then etc and fs tab. So whatever the entry here, and another is I am going to do the DC2. So I have made the entry of this. Okay. So if I am going to run the cat etc and fs tab, use the vi editor to editing this etc and fs tab, this file. So open this file. Okay. So here is the 2 things. Either we can use the similar like this, we can use this one. Either we can use the UUID, but UUID, creating the UUID or mounting with this is good option. Okay. So I am going to use this one. Press the insert and then start the removing this content and reach till the UUID. Okay, and also you need to be done here the type or mounting point. So you will have to assign the mounting point. If the mounting point is, if you remember, the it is the DC bun. So mounting point /DC bun and VM data. This is the mounting point I want. And right now the next I need to use the ext, the file system type. So this is the ext4 here, and ext4, then tab, use the defaults and use the 0/0, because at the time of the starting computer I don't want to check it. Another mounting point I am going to do this one by using the name of this VM data space and mounting point. The mounting point is DC2 and slash VM data 1. Okay, and the file system type is XFS. I don't need to do anything, and then I am going to use the defaults 0 space 0 and set this. Okay, use the mount part probe. So VLKID, mount. Mount will display you the mount point. This is mounting over the DC VM data, and now if I will reboot the computer, this will be the same. Okay. So this is the way how you can mount and unmount. If you want to remove the mounting entry from the ETCFS tab, then you can do the same thing, BIM and slash ETCFS tab. There is both editor is, we have to do the insert. So the entry has gone. I am going to save this one. And right now it is done. Okay.